Hello guys, hello sir. Sorry kay sir kay dot yung mga tulay padto sa Davao mo ng traffic kayo. Sorry kay sir. But anyway, so sa page 57, last paragraph sa page 57. So na-explain na ni Jen about ang empiricists versus rationalists na controversy sa history sa philosophy. So in this part, gitry na pod na expound ni Bertrand Russell kung unsa pa ang lain types of a priori knowledge na iyang gina-argue diri na chapter. So, ano siya sa page 57? A priori knowledge is not all of the logical kind we have been hitherto considering. Perhaps the most important example of non-logical a priori knowledge is knowledge as to ethical value. So for him, dili tanan tong priori knowledge or like knowledge na ma-acquire nimo without necessarily experiencing it is logical. So for him pod, ang pinaka-important na example sa a priori knowledge is ang ethical value. So what does he mean by this? Ano siya, I am not speaking of judgments as to what is useful or as to what is virtuous. For such judgments do require empirical premises. So ano siya, wala siya gaingon sa atua kung unsa iyang gina-point out as valuable or not. Kasi it's for us, it's up to us rather kung maka-decide through sa atong experiences kung unsa ang valuable or virtuous. So ano siya, I am speaking of judgments as to the intrinsic desirability of things. So ana siya kung gastorya lang siya sa kung unsa ang murag generally accepted or like for quote unquote gani intrinsic desirability of things. So if something is useful, it must be useful because it secures some end. The end must, if we have gone far enough, be valuable on its own account, and not merely because it is useful for some further end. Thus, all judgments as to what is useful depend upon judgments as to what has value on its own account. So it's a little bit confusing kanina passage. Pero sa next paragraph, nag-explain siya kung saan yung napasabatan ni. So, we judge, for example, that happiness is more desirable than misery, knowledge than ignorance, goodwill than hatred, and so on. So such judgments must, in part at least, be immediate and a priori. So, murag, it's a common, hindi siya common knowledge, but rather, like, murag ka ng generally accepted siya na mas piliin gini mo ang happiness over misery, and mas piliin gini mo ang kaalam over sa mangmang ka, or like kanang sa ang kaayo laban sa kanang dautan, ana. So ana siya na kanang that in itself kanang ethical values na inana a priori knowledge na siya. So or like our previous a priori judgments, they may be elicited by experience. So pwede gyapon sila ma-feel by experience, and indeed they must be, for it seems not possible to judge whether anything is intrinsically valuable unless we have experienced something of the same kind. So ana siya na in the end murag need gyapon na to siya may experience for us to feel its value, kasi if wala ka ka-feel og happiness in your life, so paunsa nimo ma-value ang happiness, right? So, but it is very obvious that they cannot be proved by experience. So, yan na pong i-contradict yung giingon. For the fact that a thing exists or does not exist, for a fact that a thing exists or does not exist cannot prove either that it is good, that it should exist, or that it is bad. So, dili pod necessarily nga kanang tanan na ma-prove sa ating experience kay makaano na pod ta kanang maka-decipher na pud ta if good ba na siya or bad, or kinahanglan ba niya mag-exist or dapat dili siya mag-exist sa atong world. So ana siya na the pursuit of this subject belongs to ethics, where the impossibility of deducing what ought to be from what it has to be established. So ana siya na let's leave it to ethics, ang mga inani na butang na kanang kung unsang kanang ano ba kanang paunsa na to magbutang og spectrum sa mga ka-okay or like ka-maayo or ka-bad sa mga butang. So in the present connection, it is only important to realize that knowledge as to what is intrinsically of value is a priori in the same sense in which logic is a priori. Namely, in the sense that truth of such knowledge be neither proved nor disproved by experience. So, mo tayo yung gi-conclude lang to yung mga arguments ganyan, no? Na ang kanang value, ethical values in itself is a priori po na siya in the same sense na we conclude logic as a priori. Like on tayo, mga math na laws and theorems, dili na to need ma experience to na mga para masulti nato na na knowledge siya, which makes it a priori knowledge. So same thing po ato ng mga values, no, di ba, na kanang inato po siya kanang dili nimo kinang necessarily need ma experience na inana para masulti ni makabalok ato na butang. So all pure mathematics is a priori. So the next paragraph na ni, all pure mathematics is a priori, like logic. This was strenuously denied by the empirical philosophers who maintained that experience was as much the source of our knowledge of arithmetic as of our knowledge of geography. So, for this part naman, no, si Russell na tanan mathematics na concept, ito na balaan, is a priori, just like logic na dili na to need kinahanglan na ma-experience ang math para mabalaan na to siya. Like, we just know na daraa ang math. So, kana siya, kanang gi-criticize na po na siya sa mga empiricists or katong mga empirical philosophers sila Berkeley. Kay, sila, experience gyud ang source. Experience gyud ang source sa atong knowledge, pati sa math. Just like our source of geography, like how we, like how we kanang situate things ba. So it's the same thing daw sila. So they maintain that by the repeated experience of seeing two things, another two things, and finding that altogether, they made four things. We were led by induction to the conclusion that two things and two other things would always make four things altogether. If, however, this were the source of our knowledge that two and two are four, we should proceed differently in persuading ourselves of its truth from the way in which we do actually proceed. So ang mga empiricists na need nimo maka-experience para makabalo kag math. So for example, sila na if makakita kag duha ka buok electric fan, tas duha ka buok electric fan na pod, dito ka maka-conclude na ay pag duha ka buok electric fan o duha ka buok electric fan, 4 na siya ka electric fan. So mo lang ginaano na kinahanglan nimo ma-experience, like makita like through your senses para makabalo ka og math. So si Russell na if however this were the source of our knowledge that 2 and 2 were 4, we should proceed differently in persuading ourselves of its truth from the way in which we do actually proceed. So dili man si Russell, dili man ta inana ang process of thought. If inana atong thought process, then atong layon totally atong how we perceive mathematics. So siya, in fact, a certain number of instances are needed to make us think of two abstractly, rather than of two coins, or two books, or two people, or two of any other specified kind. But as soon as we're able to divest our thoughts of irrelevant particularity, we become able to see the general principle that 2 and 2 are 4. Any one instance is seen to be typical, and the examination of other instances becomes unnecessary. So siya, if we try to see two, like the example, nakatong 2 electric fan and 2 electric fan, if tanaw na to ang 2 dito as abstraction na value, dili siya kanang anything na specific like 2 electric fans, but 2 in itself, if yun na to siya inana, mas dali na lang na to masabta ng math. Like dili na to kinahanglan ma-experience tanan pa, kasi if otherwise, if need na to na ma-experience tanan para makabalo tog math, dapat mo makakita po tag 1 million ka buok langgam o 1 million ka langgam para makakonclude ta na 2 million ka langgam. So si Russell, dili na basta kay ma-understand di mo ang value sa mga abstract value sa kanina mga butang, dili na nimo need na mag-proceed pa og pabalik-balik na experience para makabalo kag math. So next, the same thing is exemplified in geometry. If we want to prove some property of all triangles, we draw some one triangle and reason about it, but we can avoid making use of any property which it does not share with all other triangles, and thus, from our particular case, we obtain a general result. So, same po sa triangles, no? I don't know if sa high school na remember pa ninyo, but kanang mga theorems sa triangle, dili man need, di ba, na murag you draw a lot of triangles para makonclude di mo tanan possible properties and theorems sa triangle. So mo po na ang murag kanang analogy ni Russell sa pag ginaon sa nato pag-perceive ang math as a priori knowledge. So dili na to kinahanglan na i-experience tanan ba. So sorry. We do not in fact feel our certainty that 2 and 2 are 4 increased by fresh instances, because as soon as we have seen the truth of this proposition, our certainty becomes so great as to be incapable of growing greater. Moreover, we feel some quality of necessity about the proposition 2 and 2 are 4, which is absent from even the best attested empirical generalizations. Such generalizations always remain mere facts. We feel that there might be a world in which they were false, though in the actual world they happen to be true. In any possible world, on the contrary, we feel that 2 and 2 would be 4. This is not a mere fact, but a necessity to which everything actual and possible must conform. So, si Russell dali na, kanang, sorry. Lang, sir ha. Mo to, actually. Moro dito ang ingin ni Russell na, so even though experience might help us get started, math truths like 2 plus 2 equals 4 are not learned from experience. We recognize them as always true as soon as we understand what they mean. So katong if ma-separate nimo on 2 from any specific like yung abstract value ng 2 or numbers itself, ang imong masabtan na nimo generally ang math. Dili na nimo need na ma-experience na. So, the case may be made clearer by considering a genuinely empirical generalization, such as all men are mortal. So, in this part, nag-compare na siya og kanang generalizations. So, it is plain that we believe this proposition in the first place because there is no known instance of men living beyond a certain age. And in the second place, because there seem to be physiological grounds for thinking that an organism such as a man's body must sooner or later wear out. So, nakatag siya example na generalization na empirical pod, which means ma-conclude nimo through experience na siya, all men are mortal. So, ano siya nakaingon na generalization? It's because wala pa human na nag-exist from time immemorial until now. Then, second is, ang physiological structure sa human body is meant to rot or is meant to die. So, neglecting the second ground and considering merely our experience of men's morality, it is plain that we should not be content with one quite clearly understood instance of a man dying, whereas in the case of 2 and 2 are 4, one instance does suffice, when carefully considered, to persuade us that the same must happen in any other instance. So, dili siya same no na argument sa logic na katong para example ganyan na 2 plus 2 is 4, because dili nimo need kinahanglan na pabalik-balik na instance sa 2 ug 2 na mag-conclude siya og 4. So bisag isa lang ka evidence na makita na nimo na duha ka pag ang 2 ug 2 isabay nimo mahimo siyang 4, that's enough for you. But it's not the same case sa isa ka man nga mortal. So if nakakita kag isa ka buktao na dili mamatay, ang butagin sa si Ricardo Dalisay, dili siya enough na evidence na makakonclude ka na all men are mortal, kasi nga other evidence says otherwise, like na may mga mamatay na tao. And at the same way na pag makakita kag na isa mamatay na tao, dili pud ka dayon makaingon na all men are mortal. So yun. So also, we can be forced to admit on reflection that there may be some doubt, however slight, as to whether all men are mortal. So ano siya, misag inanak pa man ka ka-solid atong evidence no na long running evidence na mga matay jud ang tao, na jay pay murag slight kanang murag bagabag sa tuang damdamin na dili yun na to mawala na labat. What if immortal na yung mga tao, ano ba, Ricardo Dalisay ni sila. So this may be made plain by the attempt to imagine two different worlds, in one of which there are men who are not mortal, while in the other two and two make five. So ano siya na, mas dali ni sabton if mag-imagine na lang tag kalibutan nga sa isa ka kalibutan dili man mga matay ang mga tao, tas isa-isa ka kalibutan ang 2 plus 2 equals 5. So ana siya, when Swift invites us to consider the race of stroled bugs who never die, we are able to acquiesce in imagination. So for example, kaning mura ka ng fictional world sa isa ka author na dili mamatay ang mga tao. So maka-imagine ta, oh, what if nga no, dili mamatay ang mga tao. Yeah, amazing ano. But a world where 2 and 2 make 5 seems quite on a different level. We feel that such a world, if there were one, would upset the whole fabric of our knowledge and reduce us to utter doubt. So if na a world nga makita nato na 2 plus 2 equals 5, kanang very very disturbing siya kay syempre we have this parang we have this structure in our mind na mathematical structures in our minds that kanang any 2 and 2 objects pag i-add mo siya is 4. So if na fictional world or there's a world na mag-equate ang 2 and 2 into 5, kanang gubot kay siya, like for me, like annoying kay siya isipon nga anong 5 man nga 4 man jud dapat ana gud. So muna ginapa-simplify ni Russell. So the fact is that in simple mathematical judgments such as 2 and 2 are 4, and also in many judgments of logic, we can know the general proposition without inferring it from instances, although some instance is usually necessary to make clear to us what the general proposition means. So this is why there is real utility in the process of deduction, which goes from the general to the general, or from the general to the particular, as well as in the process of induction, which goes from the particular to the particular, or from the particular to the general. So mo tong ginahatag na example sa tuwa ni Russell ganyan na murag ginapahatag niya ang value sa deductive o inductive reasoning, or like deduction and induction, na kanang how to draw philosophical conclusions using these two methods. So it is an old debate among philosophers whether deduction ever gives new knowledge. Interesting claim. So we can now see that in certain cases, at least it does do so. So yun nga, sabi ni Russell na raise niya dali na murag ang deduction wala man siya ginahatag na bagong knowledge kay syempre you have this general knowledge na so why would you have to go down to a specific level if that is automatically or theoretically true na dayon, kasi nga gikan siya sa isa ka true na general level. So for example ana siya na karon nakita na nato nga makahatag og new knowledge ang deduction. So ana siya nga, if you already know that 2 and 2 always make 4, and we know that Brown and Jones are 2, and so are Robinson and Smith, we can deduce that Brown and Jones and Robinson and Smith are 4. This is new knowledge, not contained in our premises, because the general proposition 2 and 2 are 4 never told us that there were such people as Brown and Jones and Robinson and Smith, and the particular premises do not tell us that there were 4 of them, whereas the particular proposition deduced does tell us both these things. So mo to ang example niya na upat ka tao, let's say si Jen, si Ail, si Katrina, and si Sob. So upat sila. So na kay general knowledge na upat sila. Pero ang general knowledge nimo na upat sila doesn't tell you anything about their names or their character. So pag mag-deduce ka, mag-ingon ka nga pag si Jen o si Katrina or whoever else upat duha sila. Pag i-add nimo sila, upat sila, pero na sila yung names na imuhang pag-deduce. So mo ana si Russell na new knowledge na siya. So dili na nato masulti na ang deduction in itself is or doesn't give us new knowledge. But ano na po siya na, but the newness of the knowledge is much less certain if we take the stock instance of deduction that is always given in books on logic, namely, all men are mortal. Socrates is a man, therefore Socrates is mortal. So in this case, what we really know beyond reasonable doubt is that certain men, A, B, and C were mortal, since in fact they have died. So another na po, naghatag na po diyang example no kung how philosophy historically kanang tells us about deduction. No. So ano siya na so ito yung logic no na ano siya na all men are mortal, Socrates is a man, therefore Socrates is mortal. So mo to ang statement, murag deductive statement. Ano siya in this case, what we really know beyond reasonable doubt is that certain men, A, B, C, were mortal, since in fact they have died. If Socrates is one of these men, it is foolish to go the roundabout way through all men are mortal to arrive at the conclusion that probably Socrates is mortal. So if example katong statement ganyan no, all men are mortal, Socrates is a man, therefore Socrates is mortal. So if naa kay basis na kung tulo ka tao, tas appeal si Socrates ato, I mean tulo ka tao na namatay, and appeal si Socrates ato, so dili na nimo need mag-conclude na mortal si Socrates if kana yung gina-prove, kasi nga appeal naman siya sa namatay. So why would you go back to the argument na mortal si Socrates if appeal siya na namatay? So if Socrates is not one of the men on whom our induction is based, we shall still do better to straight argue from our A, B, C to Socrates than go to round by the general proposition, all men are mortal. For the probability that Socrates is mortal is greater on our data than the probability that all men are mortal. This is obvious because if all men are mortal, so is Socrates. But if Socrates is mortal, it does not follow that all men are mortal. So in this part naman, ginatudluan na lang ta ni Russell kung how to argue or like how to argue properly, like using induction or inductive reasoning. So hence, we shall reach the conclusion that Socrates is mortal with a greater approach to certainty if we make our argument purely inductive than if we go by way of all men are mortal and then use deduction. So this illustrates the difference between general propositions known a priori, such as 2 and 2 are 4, and empirical generalizations such as all men are mortal. So, mo tanon na balik na po ta sa example ganiha na kung unsa ang mga difference aning mga general na propositions a priori. So katong pareha sa ganiha sa logic na 2 and 2 are 4, or empirical generalization na all men are mortal. So ano siya, in regard to the former, which is katong 2 and 2 are 4, deduction is the right mode of argument, whereas in regard to the latter, in regard to the former, katong 2 and 2 are 4, ano siya na, mas appropriate na mag-deduct ta, if mag-use tawag deduction in arguing sa mga logic na butang. But ano na siya, whereas in regard to the latter, induction is always theoretically preferable and warrants a greater confidence in the truth of our conclusion, because all empirical generalizations are more uncertain than the instances of them. So ano siya, if mga empirical observations and experiences naman, or generalizations, mas okay pag mag-induce maggamit tawag inductive reasoning. Kasi nga, ano siya na, all empirical generalizations are more uncertain than the instances of them. So, mas libog if kanang atong i-deduct, like mo ang katong generalizations nato, mas libog siya if kato atong main knowledge, then we conclude from it, kaysa dito ta mo gikan, then we start concluding something general or like betterly general. So we have seen now that there are propositions known a priori, and that among them are the propositions of logic and pure mathematics, as well as the fundamental propositions of ethics. So nahatagnan niya sa tuwan no ang mga types of a priori, like logical and like non-logic a priori. So ito ganiha na atong na discuss. So ana siya, the question which must next occupy us is this: how is it possible that there should be such knowledge? And more particularly, how can there be knowledge of general propositions in cases where we have not examined all the instances, and indeed never can examine them all, because their number is infinite. So ano siya, anong kinahanglan nga na may a priori knowledge, and if so, paunsa nato mabala ng general knowledge of propositions, kay kanang paunsa na to ma-determine ng mga general propositions if dili man nato ma-examine tanan instances ana ng mga propositions. So ana siya, these questions, which were first brought prominently forward by the German philosopher Immanuel Kant, are very difficult and historically very important. So wala siya naghatagog answer, nag-ingon siya nga lisod siya, which I think mao na pud to ang i-discuss sa next chapter. Thank you guys, and thank you sir.